Hello again. So this past weekend, Dr. Lara Patriquin and I taught a retreat for physicians and healthcare professionals. And one of the physicians that was at the retreat made this comment. She said that throughout the course of her day, she will notice herself choosing not to drink any water so as to not have to take the time out of her schedule to actually use the restroom. In her words, she was so worried about what the other physicians and her coworkers would think about her if she wasn't able to maintain the heavy caseload as some of the other physicians were able to do. We get so caught up and so worried about what other people are thinking about us, what's going on in their minds in relation to us. And sometimes it's valid, but most of the time it's not. In fact, they say only about 5% of what we worry about actually turns out to be the case. So what we need to learn how to do is to move our minds from their business, from what they're thinking about, and back to our business. The famous author and teacher Byron Katie says, it can be a full-time job sometimes, staying focused on our own business. So we are all familiar, if you've meditated at all, we're all familiar with that sense of the wandering mind, right? The mind wanders off, we bring it back again. The mind wanders off, we bring it back again. And so many meditators get discouraged with this very process because they think, gosh, all I'm doing the whole time I meditate is mind wanders off and bring it back again. So the whole time that they're meditating, they are practicing moving their minds from where they don't want their mind to be to where they do. And see, this is the gift actually of meditation and that wandering mind. We develop the skill or the ability to move our minds, be able to put our minds where we want them to be when we want them to be there. Gentleman, he was probably actually in his late 80s. He was in one of my cardiac rehab programs. And at the end of the program, he came up to me and just shook my hand and said with this big smile on his face, I never knew I could move my mind like that. So the next time my wife gets under my skin, man, I'm just gonna move my mind. And we can move our minds, and we should practice moving our minds. Whenever we see our minds loitering in these unhealthy and unloving and unbeneficial places, we should practice moving our mind from those places and back into the experience of our own life, whatever it is we might be doing in that moment. Feeling the breath, tasting the sandwich, experiencing the body as we walk. You know, it's this strange conundrum that the only time we ever really get appreciative of walking is when we can no longer do it anymore. We get so caught up in other people's business that we cease to pay attention to the actual miracle it is to walk or to breathe or whatever it is. So the next time you see yourself getting frustrated with that wandering mind in meditation, remember it's that very wandering mind that's helping you to practice this movement of mind back to where you want to be when you want to be there. I hope so much there was something of benefit here for you. See you next time.